Do you feel confused and disconnected, not only from yourself, but from those around you? Like you're the only one struggling with your emotions and no one understands you. If so, you're experiencing an emotional bottom in your life and you're ready for change. In this video, I'm gonna share why we fear change and 5 tips to help you start changing your life and staying committed to it. Stick around. Hi everyone, my name is Cristy and I am founder of Healing with Cristy. I help you heal your past, find your voice, break free from needing others, and live with purpose. In this video, we're going to be talking about the main reasons why we fear change and the anxiety that comes with it. And in the second part of the video, I'm going to give you valuable tips that will help you feel empowered and on track during the beginning stages of change. Right now, you might be feeling like you're the only one going through your own confusion, your own turmoil, like you're the only one that doesn't have control with emotions. And I'm here to remind you that you're not crazy and that you've come to the right place for this. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What is the definition of fear? Fear is an unpleasant emotion that we believe wholeheartedly that someone or something is going to cause us pain. With this said, why do we fear change? So when we were little kids, we were open, fearless, we were showing always our personality, and somewhere along the way, someone hurt us. When we were trying something new, when we were experiencing something new, at some point, something or someone hurt us. And because of this, we became afraid of new experiences, of trying something new, of meeting new people, because we were scared of getting hurt. What happens is because we become afraid of getting hurt, we develop a survival strategy of control. So something that you might be telling yourself is, if I know what's gonna happen, then I won't get hurt. Or I hate my job, but I know that no matter what, I'm gonna be paid weekly. What happens with changing our life, we have never experienced the other side, and so we fear it. We fear the change, we fear the unknown, we fear what's on the other side, just because we haven't experienced it. We don't know what's on the other side, so we're scared of getting hurt. So because of this, even though our life is unhappy and we find pain in our own reality, we still find comfort in having control. We stay in comfort of the known. From my own personal experience, I caught myself being from one relationship to the next. In the beginning, I knew immediately that they weren't for me, but I was just so scared of being alone and not having someone there to comfort me. I settled and I stayed in relationships that I knew deep down inside, you know that deep down inside voice, that they're not for you, but because I was afraid of being alone and the unknown, I settled in the relationships. So what are 5 common characteristics when we're giving into this fear? Number 1 is settling. We settle with what is good enough just so we can stay in control. Some people experience this by staying in their jobs for way longer than they actually want to just because it's comfortable. I've heard people stay in jobs for 7 years after in the first 2 years they knew that this job wasn't for them. They were afraid to leave it just because they were afraid of the unknown. Number 2 is making excuses. When we make excuses, we avoid the actual truth, so we avoid getting judged not only by ourselves but by others. So we avoid the truth in order not to change, in order not to face change. Number 3 is defending your reality. Something that you might be telling yourself when defending your reality is, this is the best I can do. It's okay to be unhappy at my job. Everyone hates their job. Or this is the best that I can do, so why am I even complaining? Number 4 is hating silence. In silence, our voice of truth always comes up. And when we are in that denial and fear of change, we try to avoid silence because we try to avoid our truth. So with this one, a common example is actually going out a lot, going partying, not wanting to be in your own home in silence by yourself, just because being in silence is when your actual voice comes up. The 5th one is numbing with alcohol, and I'm sure everyone can relate with this one. I know I can. Before changing my life, I would always go to alcohol in order to numb my emotions and also numb my thoughts and my truth. So I caught myself making excuses and saying I'm only drinking just because everyone is drinking, but in reality, it was just to numb my thoughts and my emotions so that I wouldn't face that I needed to change my life. All right, enough talk, shake it off. Okay, now in the second part of the video, I'm gonna share 5 easy tips to help you start changing your life and actually staying committed to it. Number 1, get clear with what you want. This step is really easy to just fly through and not even think about, but sometimes we want change, but we don't know exactly what we want to attract. So because we're not very clear into what we want, we stay in the mystery, into the unknown, into the fog, without real direction. So without this direction, we might feel like we just get stuck in fighting and complaining without having something to actually look forward to. So a great example for this one, in my personal experience, was I wrote down that I wanted to heal from childhood pain in order to attract a healthy relationship. I would project a lot of my childhood pain into the relationship. So for this one, it was very clear to me what I needed to do. The second tip is to find a support group. Even though I know that you and we both want to do this alone, we want to be strong, we want to know that we can take care of ourselves, a lot of times we can't do this alone, especially in the beginning stage when it's the hardest. It's great to get a group that is struggling with the same things that you're struggling and that are actually wanting the same things that you're wanting, so you can share your stories, so you can share experience, and actually you can share tools that can help each other in the journey. Some great resources out there to find your support group are Psychology Today, the Meetup app, and even Facebook groups. You'd be surprised how many groups and communities there are in Facebook that can actually help you feel supported. The third tip is reading. I know we all grew up with teachers trying to force us to read, but I think creating a new relationship with reading is really crucial in our beginning stage of change, to replacing old habits with new ones. Some of us grew up with parents that were constantly screaming at each other when they wanted to get their point across, not listening to one another. So it's important that we learn new ways to communicate, to set boundaries, to learn how to love ourselves. And all of this comes from reading. A book that personally is one of my absolute favorite and that helped me a lot in the beginning was Codependent No More by Melody Beattie. Beattie? I think that's how you say it. She explained what codependency is, which blew my mind, how codependent I had been in my own life. And this is when we attach our worth and what we believe about ourselves to how others treat us. So she gave tools, not only how to learn to detach our worth from others, but she actually gave me a deep understanding of myself and knowing that I'm not the only one struggling with this. The fourth tip is listening and writing. A lot of times we look for the answers on the exterior. We ask our parents what we should do. We ask our friends how we should live our lives without really sitting with ourselves and asking ourselves, how do I want to live my life? So take time in the morning to just sit in silence with your journal. Take time to write it down, to have a conversation with yourself and ask yourself the questions that you want answers for. You would be surprised at how many answers you will receive. The fifth and final one is my personal favorite, affirmations. You are your biggest cheerleader, and I cannot say that enough. You are your biggest cheerleader. So affirmations are things that you're telling yourself that are reminding yourself of the truth. So something that I did is that I put down in sticky notes all the affirmations that I needed to hear for the day. I put, be kind to yourself. You are enough and complete. Every day I'm getting closer to my goal. You're a badass, you're beautiful. Feel free to just write everything down that you need as a reminder and affirmation to help you achieve your goal. So staying stagnant is just a survival strategy that we've learned from when we were kids in order to not feel pain. But when we're feeding this fear, we're not only staying disconnected from our true self, but from the life that we actually want to live. To expand in life, to expand in experiences, to wake up excited and to find your soulmate that can actually support you and love you just the way that you are. If you like this video, hit the subscribe and bell button so you're notified as soon as a video comes out. If you want exclusive tools and resources that I only share with my private community, head over to my website and sign up for my email list. But now it's your turn. What part of change scares you the most? Leave it in the comments below.